And we are live.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. How's everyone doing today?
Yeah, guys, comment. How do you like this new intro? The wait time, the music, the, the works. You know what I'm saying?
We got it popping.
Miggy was working. Miggy and Eddie were working super hard to get this going.
Eddie worked. I haven't done shit.
Well, Eddie, I know, fucking built 2 computers in 2 days. That's what he did. Put a computer apart and then build it back together so we can stream decent now. Got the music going. We got it. So let us know, guys, how you like it so far. Just thumbs up, thumbs down in the stream. Whatever. However.
We'll have a little bit of music for you guys now anytime the stream is taking a shit on us, which hopefully shouldn't happen anymore. No, that shouldn't be a problem because of the computer being fixed now. And
I mean, you can always have some difficulties.
Yeah, there's always going to be some technical difficulties that appear in the future. So if anything like that happens, we will have you guys entertained with a little bit of some non-copyrighted music.
Yeah, it's not gonna be. Yeah, you can't request Drake or something like that. We can't. We can't do that. We don't own the license.
We're not Kaisen that. We can't play like Drake in the new Lil Baby song.
Yeah, or Eileen's new bangers.
Trash, dude. trash.
Or the newest Taylor Swift song. Talking about Taylor Swift, did y'all see what's going on with her?
Yo, the sales for the jerseys, wild. They're like 400% up since she was over there.
Shit. Yeah. Well, do you know why she was over there?
Kelsey.
Huh?
Mr. Kelsey.
Yes. So she's apparently dating this football player, right? And he's probably, top 50 football players. He's pretty good. But do you guys know what is an average lifespan of a football player?
You said lifespan?
As
in career-wise?
Professional career of a football
player. Probably 34 to 36 max. Unless you're like
34 to 36 years?
No. Till the 34, 36.
Yeah, it's 3 years.
3 years.
3 years is the average football
that's
players.
due to the amount of players cycled out that are only serving not even a year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that average is being skewed a lot.
So in this case, this guy's probably going to make about, because T Sweezy, guess what's her net worth right now?
A lot. I don't remember how much, but it's a lot.
It's like 700 plus million.
Yeah. Oh, I thought she had.
Yeah. So this guy that she's dating, he's gonna probably be able to make about 50 by the time his career is over, or max 100. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But he's not like he's not like
he's got a sugar mama in his hands.
Well, that's the case, because here's what happened. Apparently, they spotted them in a restaurant. This girl was like, listen, we're going to have dinner here. I don't want any of these people around. I'm going to pay everyone's tab, close the restaurant. So she paid for all that to close the restaurant so they can eat in peace. Now,
that reminds me of that shit. Like, they talked about how Michael Jackson used to pay, like, actors to go into a grocery store, and he'd rent out a grocery store so he could have, like, the normal interaction of actually being a normal person in a grocery store. He paid
crazy people.
He paid actors. Yeah, he paid actors to like walk around this grocery store, to act like he was a normal person. He wasn't Michael Jackson, so he could be a normal person.
So the thing I'm going.
Who was it that paid it? Was it Taylor Swift who paid it?
T Sweezy paid.
Oh yeah, she's got it. She's
got it. But the thing is, everyone was like criticized. Like everyone in the industry, somebody that's a little bit older, saying, "Hey, listen, you need to find somebody that's more on your level." Kind of like, let's talk about Jay-Z, for example, right? You type in Jay-Z's name, what's the first thing comes up? Some meme that says how ugly he is. He's with Beyonce, though. You know what I mean? The reason he's with Beyonce is because Beyonce's a billionaire, Jay-Z's a billionaire, but Jay-Z is the richest out of all the people that sing. Like, he's the top, right? That's why Beyonce was with him. They're like, T Sweezy, find somebody that... And T Sweezy's fans,
keep calling him.
And her fans like started talking shit, like, how dare you? She chose this guy, blah blah blah. They're gonna be happy forever, So she had 11 boyfriends, 11 Grammys. Every time she gets a boyfriend, she gets a Grammy because they break up and then she puts the album together. So you think it's number 12 Grammy?
What do you do when you're someone like Jay-Z or Taylor Swift and you just like randomly, like for example, because like. Saturday, you have a craving that you want to go to the mall and pick up your your favorite cologne because it just ran out.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you can't go and do that yourself.
No, you don't do it.
Right?
Yeah.
You don't do it yourself.
You have assistants.
You have assistants that go and do that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
But, like, just in case you want to, right? Like, because, like, sometimes when you find out you have to go do something like that, you're kind of not excited, but you're like, oh, that's fine. I'll go do it. And I'll enjoy myself, roaming out and about or whatever, right?
So,
like,
for example,
have that option.
Patrick Bet David, he's pretty well known. He's a billionaire. They were out in L.A. doing the DNC, the debates. So they went to this restaurant, and the owner of the restaurant knew about it, and they kind of like sectioned everything off. But with Jay-Z being as popular as he is,
you don't have that option.
you don't have that option. Like, everything is through your little posse. Like, hey, I need this done, this done, this done.
Make
And
sure
then-
it's set up to where we get there. No one's annoying us. Like, they have to, like you're saying, like, do things like pay people's tabs off, or like register, or like who was it that Kevin Hart went to Disney with when they rented out the entire Disney?
I think his kids,
Yeah.
no?
Huh?
He rented it out for his kids one time.
No, he
No,
went.
no,
to,
he went with someone that rented it all out. I don't remember who it was, but then it was like,
was it a
you know,
joke?
the way my bank account is set up,
Exactly.
the checking and savings,
Exactly, it's that exact joke. Yeah,
Yeah.
He went with someone to Disney, and he just thought it was gonna be a normal day at Disney.
Yeah.
And when he shows up, the fucking bitch just rents it out for him and this guy's family.
Yeah. But what I'm trying to say now, do you guys think this is going to last? Because, like, there's a huge difference between a $50 million and, $700 million. What if she says, I want to do a $2 million wedding or a $10 million wedding? What do you think the guy's going to say? Okay, he's only got 50. What is he going to do? Give 10 of the 50 just to do the wedding?
Yeah,
That makes no sense.
he would.
Why
They
would he?
They probably would.
No,
And you
he's
think
going to
she's
say,
gonna-
you're
and you
crazy?
think
We're not
only-
spending $10
and you
million
think
on a
only
wedding.
he's gonna pay for it?
Well, that's the thing. What girl wants to pay for her own wedding?
Well, girl, I mean,
You know what I'm saying? What girl wants to pay for her own? Girls usually don't want to pay for their own dinner, let alone for an entire wedding.
I don't know. So the way I think about it, like when you're saying they don't want to pay for their own wedding, this sounds really crazy because when you're getting married with someone, that's supposed to be like a joint thing. This isn't like
I know.
This isn't like
I
I'm
know.
paying or you're paying. We're paying.
Yeah, no. In this, there's no weird. This is you.
No.
It's like your money is my money, and my money is my money, and your money is our money. That's what becomes with it.
No, not necessarily.
I'm telling you, bro. That's how relationships work. Majority of them.
I kind of feel like it, especially when you start going up. For example, my aunt and uncle have birthdays literally like I think the same day.
Yeah.
So I was just debating giving them just a single $100 Amazon gift card
Yeah.
and just do whatever you want with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, here's another one. For Christmas, just think about within your family. For Christmas, what does usually your mom get for Christmas as a present? What does usually your dad get for Christmas as a present? Socks and underwear for the dad. Whatever else mom wants for her. It's socks and underwear for the dad. Whatever else mom wants for her.
I don't think that's necessarily true.
Because I mean, that's usually the case, right? Like majority of the dads always get socks and underwear.
I think that dads entertain the idea of gifts less, and so they pay less attention to it.
Nah, bro. Dads want gifts. The dad just understand. Listen, I already done spending this much money. I ain't spending more money on myself. That's what dads entertain.
But like, I don't know. We get my father good gifts, like
yeah,
his smartwatch,
Yeah.
new phone usually,
Yeah.
something like that. Like our shoes, he's always want new shoes. So.
yeah. But has
like-
they ever asked for it?
Things like new shoes and stuff like that. Yeah,
But that's
when they're
kinda
needed,
new,
yeah. If there's something new and he
And,
wants and it's
and
needed.
all I'm trying to say, there's a big discrepancy between the money between this guy and this girl, and I don't know if this is gonna survive because
Who knows?
he could. I mean, he could, but you know, I don't know. We're just gonna time is gonna show. Time is gonna show if it's gonna survive or not.
Hey, like you said, at least she's gonna make some bangers. And by the way, do you think a lot of artists make their best music when they're heartbroken, like especially R&B singers or those type of artists?
I don't know. I think Taylor Swift, you can take that away from her. She's unique, in a sense that I don't know if she makes her own songs or not, and she does have a talent.
From what I've heard, she writes her own songs.
Yeah, so she has the talent. Kind of like, Jay-Z had his own talent. Kind of like, did you hear the new Kanye West song that he just put out?
No, I stopped listening to Kanye West.
No.
The new one he just put out, talking about Yeezy dropping him and things like that.
No,
Oh
I
yeah,
haven't
when
heard it.
Adidas dropping him and
Yeah.
yeah.
That one was like, I mean, all the crazy shit he said and done. Like, the music is actually lyrically very well put together.
I mean,
I've seen a lot of videos of people reacting to it.
Yeah.
he's known. He's got a big name.
But what I'm trying to say, there's like, you have Tupac, you have Biggie that were like known, right? Like they're unique people that come around. Like no one know, like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Will Smith, with his movies as an actor. You don't know him as a singer, even though he's sang. Shaquille O'Neal has a mixtape. He has a song, like he has a whole album that he put out. But you know him as a basketball player, not a singer.
That he's a DJ though.
Yeah, he's a DJ. Yeah, but the whole thing comes because back in the day he used to sing hip hop.
You know why he DJs?
Because he says that it's the only thing that gets him the adrenaline of that Game 7.
Mm-hmm. He says there's only one thing that mimics that feeling of a Game 7, like shit's going down, like a hype moment is DJing.
Yeah, so, but what I'm trying to say, like, she's one of those unique ones, and she's going to be a billionaire. Within the next couple of years, she will be a billionaire.
Yeah, sure.
Taylor Swift will be a billionaire. She's, what, not even 40 yet, I think?
Didn't she sell a pretty good chunk of her catalog, though?
So what happened was she had to reintroduce her songs back together because they were saying that they're not her songs. The record companies were saying they're not her songs. So she had to reintroduce her catalog, like her songs back in, re-release them to make them hers again, to start making money off of that, to spot on Spotify and things like that. Because the record labels were keeping all that and not giving her shit. So she was like, fuck you, I'm going to do this. She figured out a way with lawyers what's the best way to go about it, and she did it, right? But yeah, she's gonna be a billionaire. It's time to see what's gonna happen. But anyway, yeah, I know this was a sidetrack, but yeah, guys, give us a thumbs up, likes, and all that stuff. You'll know what it is.
Stuff here, my bad.
But yeah, so I do have a couple of news articles I want to go over for today. Perhaps one of the biggest ones was the new executive order that might come in. Go all the way down to the bottom, and then go all the way down, more down.
That's
yeah.
down. That's max.
That's as far down.
That's max.
Go to general chat. That's what it might be in.
No, it was there. It was there. All right. So one of the news is that apparently they're talking about President Biden signed an executive order about AIs and cryptocurrency. And this executive order apparently is going to be such that Amazon, Walmart, Best Buy, and all these places going to have to report when you buy an excessive amount of computing power. Because, so to work on AIs and, mine, you need a lot of power. So there's this whole skirmish about like, hey, how's this thing gonna play out? Because they're considering that as a commodity, computing power as a commodity. So we're gonna have to see what's going on. And with that token, ChatGPT just went to number 4, so it's ChatGPT version 4, and they just allowed it to browse the internet freely.
It's getting dangerous, bro. It's getting dangerous.
Freely browsing the internet. So
I saw this thing the other day of over 70% or 60% of this class failed an assignment that the teacher caught. Basically the entire class using ChatGPT. Like it was all AI. Everyone's assignment was all AI written, and they all failed that college class.
Well, because they ran it through probably like a.
They didn't
GPT.
run it through an AI checker.
They didn't run through AI checker. Yeah.
I think that's so crazy. You can go into ChatGPT, ask it a question. It's gonna browse the web, use all the basically information that's out there, and then you can take that and run it through another AI that will scan it and tell you how it seems to be human written or not.
Well, I mean, if it says it's not human, it says it's AI generated. There's another AI you can pay money for that will take your text, redo it, make it sound human.
Yeah, there's some ones that'll even you don't have to necessarily pay for them. There's some that'll just for free scramble the words, and you can basically
the best way is to get whatever. Give it you free game, guys. This is what I would have done if I was in high school or college. I'd have got ChatGPT generated. I would read it. As I read, I would reword it myself. That's what I would do. Put the meaning in my own words. This would have taken you a lot less time. You would have actually read the whole freaking thing. You would have understood what it is all about. Not only you would have learned something, you would have spent less time researching, more time actually learning that digested material and getting a grade.
I would argue that I would read the entire thing and then attempt to reword it.
Yeah, or that. Either way, or just do it chapter by chapter.
Yeah.
So that you can get something out of it.
Oh,
It's not
100%.
just
The thing does all the research for you. You can tell it everything you need, and it
Yeah,
will get everything you need.
Because majority of the time you're reading, like when you're doing research, majority of the time you're sifting through worthless information.
Basically.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of these scientific journal documents are just information that, I mean, they're not worthless information. They're information for someone else, but they're not necessarily for your topic, right? So
another thing about Biden, he's kind of trying to jump the polls here a little bit by joining the strike against the companies, the automaker companies.
so the UWA thing,
Or, yeah,
United Auto Workers
Yeah,
Union thing, he's trying to jump on there.
No, he joined.
He joining
he
it?
fully supports it.
Yeah, that's fine. You know, it is what it is.
I think it's more of like, I'm trying to get some votes.
Here's the thing. I was reading about it. People that live in that area, 70% of those people would make $86,000 and more a year if that goes through and that happens, which it will eventually. Average household median income in that area is $56,000. The household, meaning two people, right? Not just one person. So this one person now is doubling the salary. Like, think about it logically. What is going to happen in that area next?
Didn't unions unions started because they were getting underpaid and didn't have benefits, correct?
I don't know exactly what the history behind unions is. Unions is not necessarily a bad thing, but it's not necessarily a good thing. You know, Ocasio-Cortez came out and said she's going to trade in her Tesla for a regular SUV because Tesla doesn't have unions, yet she's been promising the shit for years, and Tesla refuses to get unions.
Unions go on strike every so often. Recently, the Writers Guild, they got what they were looking for. Or they reached a deal with them. That got approved. Do you think every so often all these unions are just going to keep striking?
Yes.
To get base pay based on inflation?
Yes. So yeah. That's true. But see, base pay based on inflation, I understand that. But what is going to happen when when people make more money overall?
I mean,
what happens?
To happen is minimum wage and stuff goes up. And
minimum wage goes up. But then what happens?
Well, prices of things go up. We all know that. Yeah.
So
things get more expensive.
It's just,
do you get paid more? Prices go up. What does that do usually? Inflation, right? So it inflates the numbers. So it doesn't happen this way where they raise the everyone's pay and then prices stay at that. No, it never works that way. Prices always go up because companies know they can take more money. Are you getting paid more? Yes. Am I taking more of that? Yes.
Do you think one of the biggest problems is people willingly giving up such a large portion of their money?
Yes, because we vote with our wallet, with our wallets. So let's say if I'm getting, let's say, $100,000 a year, right? But if I refuse to pay $5 for a screwdriver, I only will pay $2 for a screwdriver, and everyone does that, screwdriver will never go up in price to $5. But if I'm paying $5, Eddie's paying $5, but Miggy refuses to do that, guess what's going to happen to screwdriver? Screwdriver is going to go up in price. Or even if I'm willing to pay, but both of you are not willing to pay, screwdriver will go up to price to $6, and by me paying $6 for the screwdriver, it will still be the same thing as paying three people paying $2 for one screwdriver. Make sense? So at the end of the day, that's what's gonna happen. Yes, unions are a good thing; they take care of the people, but the short-sighted part of that is prices are always going to go up, and then who is going to suffer? It's these own people and other people that are going to buy the cars now for more money because companies trying to make profits. You know what I mean?
These slight bumps, you could say, or not even slight bumps, because you said
it's 40% in 4 years. That's what they're doing. 10% every year.
So it's only really for a short time that they're gonna have these benefits. Like
correct.
They're gonna be able to enjoy this, increase of money for like 4 or 5 years, and then just the price of things are going to kind of equal out to those.
Correct. It's just going to equal out. And then plus, remember, majority of people live on credit. They don't live on, they live paycheck to paycheck and they live on credit. Credit just suddenly increases the amount of money you supposedly make, but in reality, you don't.
I heard these people talking about how we've kind of made it. The systems made it seem okay to be like corporate greed, and as someone as like a business owner should be doing everything possible, legally possible, to maximize their profits, right? And
Especially if I'm a shareholder. Why am I buying your shares?
at the end of the day, you look at it and you're like, okay, that doesn't sound like it's necessarily morally or whatever the best. But what other option is there?
Well, here's the number one thing that I find it. I get what people's quarrel is, but here's the number one thing. If I busted my ass, worked really hard, opened the company, made it popular, started selling something or created something, doing something, how can you come in and tell me how I should run my business? If you want to do that, create your own company, because we have, as a matter of fact, create the same exact product. Do the way you think is the correct way and see how far you're going to get there. It's usually people that have no fucking idea about business. They're not entrepreneurs. They don't know anything about it, but yet they want to say what you should or shouldn't do. And their whole thing is like, well, those workers make money for you, right? Like, okay, and what? They don't have to make money for me. I'll hire someone else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a coin has two sides, obviously. And it's very hard to join on one side or the other. But anyway, I want to talk about sad things. Let's go. What do you got on there, Miggy?
Who murdered?
They caught the guy that killed a CEO.
Oh shit! Okay,
of a tech company.
Why did he kill a CEO of a tech company?
Well, I think that's under investigation.
Oh, okay. Oh, did you see that stabbing on Howard Franklin? Apparently there was like an accident, and a dude stabbed another dude on Howard Franklin because of the altercation or whatever.
No, but there was a shooting today in I think it was Olmerton and Belcher.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a shooting where 2 people were injured. One of the guys was the shooter.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I think he walked into a building and just started opening fire in that bitch.
Fuck.
Oh, he was pissed.
Almerton and Belcher, man.
That's crazy.
It's right there.
Right
it's
around
literally right there.
What?
Almerton and Belcher.
Well, all right. Go to Discord real quick. Go to Discord. Yeah. Pull up that one.
This one?
Yeah. So this is a list of best affordable watch brands to shop right now, right? So go down the list. Let's see what we got. All right, where's the first one? Casio. I like Casio. I think their oak, like their GA 2600 or whatever it is, the Casio oak is pretty cool. I like it a lot. Yeah, I do agree with this one. I think Casio is a pretty decent, cheap brand. Timex, okay, is good.
I've never heard of Timex before. I've heard of Casio, but not Timex.
Yeah, they're
Really?
mass-produced watches.
Yeah, it's a big watch brand. You'll see them sponsoring
I've heard
things
of
all
Bulova.
over the place.
Yeah, Bulova is one of the cheaper ones. Yeah.
Bro, what about those guys who gave the dude? I think he was doing some kind of Special Olympic or something like that.
Yeah.
He didn't have no arms, and they
gave him a
Tissot.
watch. Yeah, Tissot watch.
They gave him a Tissot watch, and he ain't got no arms.
Yeah, it
He
was
got
like
little
Paralympics.
nubs. He just
Yeah,
got little nubs, and they gave him a fucking watch.
and the guy is like
That was so
took
crazy.
it with his elbows, like because he doesn't have the right. Like
So
he took it
that's
in. He's
so
smiling.
He
tried to
took it with his elbows. He was happy. He was thankful. He reacted better than I would have.
Nubbing, huh?
I
Yeah,
think
he nubs. He nubs. That guy
yeah.
nubs.
That guy nubs.
I think honestly, that guy might wear that watch on that knob, because you gotta have to wear the watch.
That's a flex, bro.
I don't know.
At least
Yeah.
for the gram,
Go down. Look at
Fossil.
what we got. Fossil, yeah.
Fossil.
All my
Okay.
watches are.
So far, I'm okay with Casio being number one. I'm okay with them. What is this?
Lilienthal Berlin.
I have no fucking idea what
Me
that
neither.
is.
Shinola.
Shinola, I think, is an American brand. I've seen they're not interesting to me.
Swatch.
Yeah, Swatch.
I've never heard of that.
Swatch is cool with the stuff the special things they do every once in a while, but it's just another cheap watch brand.
Yeah, Alpina,
make-
bro. Alpina is a Swiss brand, I think, but they're not cheap. Like they're
Invicta.
5-6. Yeah, Invicta. No.
The only Invicta watches I found that I like are some of the like Star Wars ones, And even some of the Star Wars ones are horrendous.
They're
'cause
just
so
big,
and,
bro.
They're
Yeah.
so big.
There you go.
That's that PRX right there.
Yeah, that one is nice. I like that.
That's that new PRX, the
Yeah.
gold one that's coming out.
Victorinox. Yeah.
Mickey, will you scroll up to that watch again real quick? The gold one that you saw. You notice how they doing the same squares, the small squares as the Royal Oak?
Yeah.
Like it's literally the same shit.
Yeah.
On the dial.
Yeah, they're trying to do a mix of between Royal Oak and Vacheron Constantin.
I was gonna say Vacheron. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. It looks good. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, it looks really good.
Yeah.
Like it does look really good. No.
I never heard of this, bro.
It looks gross.
Yeah. I've seen it, but nothing.
Skag.
Yeah,
I think it's gross.
I don't know what that.
Nixon.
No,
Yeah,
like,
again,
yeah.
I mean, I've seen it. But
Movado.
yeah, I've owned one before, but
And
Juggenhans is a German watch company. They do make really good watches. They're like around $1,000. It's a German engineered watch. It's automatic or manually winding. They're pretty decent, but they're not very known. G-Shock.
I guys think about G-Shocks.
Yeah.
I haven't seen those in a long time.
The only ones I'm seeing now are the small square one.
Yeah.
And then the Casio.
Yeah, Casio and that. Mm-hmm. They do have one gold one, like a complete gold one or silver metal one, kind of like the squares. But all right, so exit that, and then let's go into another watch one. That there's a bunch of watch stuff. Yeah, that one. I think Eddie will like this. These are the new Seiko divers that came out.
I like the dials.
I actually like the dials a lot.
I really like those hour markers.
Yeah, I like. Yep. Hour markers. I like the hands. I really like these. I didn't look what the price points are on these. I'd be surprised if they're
probably about
cheap.
$500-$600.
I think they're gonna be more than that.
You think so?
Yeah.
Maybe $7.
That looks like actual water.
I think they're gonna be like close to 1,000.
You're right. It does.
They're gonna be close to 1,000.
Let's take a look. So dark blue bezel, dark blue gradient. Oh, it's just a gradient dial. Okay.
What are we looking at here? These look pretty good. Like I like the way they look. I really like the way they look actually. What is the price point? Did it say up right there? They should say right there. Go down up a little bit more, right there. What is it?
$1,250.
Yeah, see, I told you.
Oh, cause they're a special edition.
Well, then not because of that. See the dial. Anytime you see those R markers like straight like that, they're gonna be expensive. Like the ones that are cheaper are like they have the little triangles and like
top,
little which not my favorite. You know. I like the more square.
I like this hour markers more, but it's something that's such a subtle detail.
Yeah.
That you kind of have to like pay attention, a lot of attention to the watch to start to notice.
Anyway, next question. This will not be a GhettoRig pod if we didn't talk about cars. What do you guys think is the fastest production SUV today? Or what do you think is the fastest production company that claims they have the fastest production SUV? You know this, Eddie. I don't know if you know this, but I don't know if you'll put one to one together, but it's one of the SUVs that you have liked recently.
I'm just gonna take a wild guess. 4Runner?
No. 4Runner.
The
no.
Rolls?
No.
The Rolls ones? No. That Rolls SUV is...
No, it's good,
but there was
it's
one...
a boat, that's for sure.
There's one that you say...
You're referring to like a lot of them being made, right?
I hate to see you go, but I love to watch you leave.
I don't know.
Aston Martin SUV.
Oh, that one? Really?
Yeah. Go back. We got the...
But it's like a crossover SUV-ish, right?
So go back up. Yeah, there you go, right there.
It looks really nice. I love the way
Aston Martin.
the back end looks.
So Aston Martin claims that this SUV, Miggy, if you want to read it real quick, you got a couple of...
Aston calls it the fastest production SUV on Earth thanks to what's behind that extremely large grille. An AMG-sourced turbocharged V8 making 697 horsepower and 663 pounds-foot of torque. Aston Martin has been using AMG V8s for a few years now with specs virtually identical to what you'd get from Mercedes. That changes with the DBX707, the first Aston Martin with its own unique tuning applied to the familiar 4.0 liter twin V8.
Yeah, this thing is going to be a fucking monster.
So you guys say, I have the fastest SUV, and it's powered by Mercedes. Okay. Let's see how this is going.
I ain't
so far.
saying that. I'm just gonna say I have Aston Martin if I ever own one of those.
No, but that's what they're saying. That's what Aston Martin's saying.
It says Aston adds ball bearing turbochargers similar to those used in Mercedes AMG GT63S and bespoke engine management software, plus some fine tuning of the intake and the exhaust.
Well, what's his name? Rolls Royce uses BMW engine, and so But yeah, so that's
according to them, the torque figure is basically identical, but Aston adds 67 horsepower.
Nice. So with this being said, I do have another article about SUVs, right? Like the best SUVs, or they're ranked, I guess, as number one SUVs ranked as far as 23-24. So this is for those that shopping for cars. All right, let's go. What we got here?
I got it, Miggy.
Hyundai Kona. What do you guys think?
You know who used to drive this?
Huh?
NPC, Miggy. The NPC used to drive this.
Okay, so wait, Nero, PS.
Oh my god. Soul?
So
is that even considered like a
I
SUV
don't know, man. Look at the garbage. That's what that's considered. CX-30, Mazda.
So popular though.
VW,
X1.
BMW, Volvo.
I don't really see too many Volvos on the road either.
No, because they're
the
shit,
newer ones look
bro.
nice though.
I don't like them, man.
You don't like them?
No.
Fucking hater.
Garbage.
Fucking hater.
Garbage. Garbage.
Aren't Volvos built really well though? Like
Bro, I've seen videos of where they take Volvos.
Safe, that's what they say.
And also like the old ones, they're hard to fucking break. Like I've seen videos of guys taking WD-40 or vegetable oil and putting them in the engine and they'll run.
The old ones, yeah, but the new ones, forget it.
I don't know about the new ones.
Yeah, new ones you're gonna run
like
to the dealership every third day. Mazda, yeah. So I don't know how they're ranking.
I drove Rodolfo's Mazda. That thing's pretty nice.
Mazda 6? Mazda 6 were the better ones. So Mazda and Ford back in the day, like I'm talking about 10, 15 years back, they were in a partnership together, right? And they produced the shittiest cars ever. This was the time of Ford Probe and Mazda CX, is this C6
Bro,
or whatever?
I saw one of these, Macan, what's it called? Turbo S?
Yeah.
On the road? Badass.
My bad, bro.
Yeah.
Badass.
I can't even
you're good. Go ahead. Do what you gotta do.
Oh, I saw this this Insta reel. I don't know if this was fake or not. So the dude brings this girl with her eyes covered and is like, "Hey, I got something for you." He takes off the thing. He goes, "Ta-da! Congratulations!" She's like, "What is that? Is that even new?" And it's a Porsche. She goes, "What do you mean it's a Porsche? It's 2018." He goes, "At least it should be 2023." I'm like, "It should be 23." Thinking to myself, "What the fuck is she talking about?"
She couldn't have been serious. That had to be satire.
She's dead. She was dead serious fighting with him. I mean, I hope it wasn't serious for the guy's sake.
I've seen something like that. I've also seen some that I know for a fact were dead serious, but that's because the man brought in a 2002 Taurus.
Bro, it's a 2002 Taurus. What did she have before?
Nothing.
Yeah, you become grateful, motherfucker. Somebody give you a car. If not, you walk in.
I remember that girl saying, "I want a foreign."
Foreign.
Get a fucking Corolla, bro. I'm telling you, that's a foreign right there.
Hey, they don't consider those JDM cars foreigns.
It don't matter.
Yeah, they're made in fucking Kentucky, bro. They're not.
It's foreign. It's from Japan.
They're
Toyota.
Bro, them Toyotas are made in Kentucky. That's where they're made. And Alabamas and Kansas.
I know, like, for example, the Subarus you'll see here in the States are all coming from Mexico, from the Fuji factory in Mexico.
Yeah.
You know what's a really cool law that I really agree with, and this is gonna get a little spicy possibly. Death penalty for child rapists.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's gonna be in effect October 1st now, signed by Mr. DeSantis.
I agree with that, Alan.
That's a great law.
Yep, you fuck with children, you get the death penalty. Have you seen how these pedos are trying to pass a law or trying to finagle their way into the LGBTQ community?
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, so, okay. I've heard, from what it sounds like to me, I'm supposed to stop this. From what it sounds like to me, the extreme side of the other side has been finding these specific cases where people part of the LGBT community are also
pedophiles,
pedophiles, or like convicted of doing things and like purposely like using that kind of like LGBTQ thing, kind of like
Yeah.
to their advantage.
Yeah.
For this thing, that's pretty fucking crazy. But I think that in every community, you're gonna find people that are pedos. You know what I mean? Like there can be a pedo from anywhere.
It's 10%. Yeah, nah. I just think it's fucking funny how they trying to push that agenda where they're trying to become part of a community and say that's somehow okay.
Yeah.
And then I also saw this other meme that somebody said, if I talk about sex at work, that's considered sexual harassment. But if you talk to my kids about sex in school, that's okay.
No, that's crazy. That's just fucking pulling straws.
Hey, listen, the grabbing at the straws or not. I mean, the guy has I mean, if you kind of take it the way it is, it kind of makes sense. But anyway,
you just want to take it as it is.
Yeah, well, obviously for it to make sense. But yeah, keep going down. Bronco, I don't know, man. All right, see, Ford paid the money, bro. The midsize Bronco is staying higher than a Porsche. I don't know how much I agree with that. Go down a little more.
Well, I mean, you have to look at the price range as well. That Macan, it costs probably $40,000 more than a Bronco.
Yeah, but you're paying for a Porsche. Hey, I drive a Porsche. Hey, I drive a Bronco. That's a big difference.
Absolutely.
So Palisade, keep going down. Let's see what we got next. These are midsize still. Shit, Palisade is midsize, even though that's pretty big. Jeep Grand Cherokee, yeah. And then that's considered okay. Just L. Kia Sorento, okay. All right, okay. What do we got for big ones?
I don't know. I think it's all midsize. Oh, it's got
there we go. Large Suburban,
Tahoe.
Yukon,
GM is killing it.
X7, yeah. What else? Caddy, yeah. GM. It's all GM. Land Rover, Range Rover, Mustang. Oh, there's electric.
The Mach-E,
yeah.
The SUV. You know Ken Block, right?
Yeah.
Guy who passed away on the snowmobile. He used to do all the like hoonigan videos and stuff. Mm-hmm. He was one of the first people that drove one of these cars, and they're kind of like having him drive on a test track, and there's someone in the car with him, and he's like, kind of like, "Can I hoon it now?" And he's like, "No, like you're not allowed to drive this car like that. This is just to show it and like to have a conversation with you. Like no." And then eventually, like I think months later, they got like a tricked out one with like over 1,000 horsepower and shit, and he got to like drive it like a fucking maniac. Rest in peace to the GOAT, Ken Block.
All right, this is good. So guys, that's how it is. You sold the cars. I mean, that's all you got. Nothing new, nothing old. It's all the same shit. There's only one thing. Apparently, the National Highway Safety just recalled or notified people that 3 million Hyundai Kias are going to be recalled because of fucking engine fires. So apparently these guys cannot catch a break. It's like the 5th or 6th recall.
Engine fire?
Yeah.
You want to hear some crazy shit? My dad's car the other day did some wild shit.
That's why there was that white truck outside the other day?
No. Basically, my dad said he went to go somewhere. I don't know if he was already out or he was leaving the house. And he went to go somewhere. And he said that when he put the car into drive, that it felt kind of like he needed to give it a little more gas than usual. Kind of like if the brakes were still like a little bit pressed or whatever he was saying. And that he was driving and then in the middle of nowhere, the brakes fucking go out. He's got no brakes in the truck.
Shit.
And I was like, how the fuck you got home? And he just looked at me and was like, very carefully. And then he goes, yeah, like, can you see if there's like a recall or anything? And I looked and it looks like there might be. And I was like, yeah, I'll check it out. And so I looked and there was some recalls that have to do with the brake system. I don't know if it's exactly the same thing, but shit, he definitely needs to get it checked the fuck out.
His brakes, yeah, he does need to get checked out.
It's okay though. When he got to where he was going and like turned off the car and like when he went to go move again, I guess it was working fine. He brought it home and we checked it out. He has an OBD2 scanner, and it looked okay.
Looked okay. That didn't sound. Yeah, it looked okay. That didn't sound right.
It looked okay afterwards.
You go to the mechanic and you're like, it's okay.
I'm a little worried that it's gonna be something that's not under the recall, and they're gonna still try and Charge the living shit out of him.
So I do have a spicy topic. This
I
is
like
a controversial one, right?
Oh,
It's
let me-
actually on Discord. If you go to Discord,
I got you, Biggie.
and it's keep going down. Yeah, that one up, a little bit up. That one right there.
This one?
So yeah, so apparently there is a childcare crisis, right? And Miggy, if you want to read just a little bit of it, you can skip some parts and then just read a little more.
All right. Sarah Morgan was looking forward to enrolling her 1-year-old son Lucas at Skagit Valley.
You know what? Let me just recap it. So basically, what happened was, people are having a hard time taking their kids to after school programs and things like that because these after school programs starting to shut down because there's no more COVID funding, right? Like the COVID funding was keeping them afloat. Now these programs are shutting down, right? Like, so yeah, go ahead and read a little bit further down. That's like the total of the article. Yeah, just so this is talking about this family taking the kid to YMCA. Yeah, there you go. Widespread closures. Read from there.
Okay.
Widespread closures possible.
So nationwide, more than 70,000 childcare programs are projected to close, and about 3.2 million children could lose their spots due to the end of the Child Care Stabilization Grant Program on September 30th, according to an analysis by the Century Foundation. The historic federal investment, which was part of the $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan Act that Democrats passed in March 2021,
this due to beer bug,
supported more than 220,000 child care programs, affecting as many as 9.6 million children. According to the Federal Administration for Children and Families, it reached more than 8 in 10 licensed child care centers, helping them hold on to workers by offering bonuses and raising wages, cover the rent, mortgage, and utilities, buy personal protective equipment and other supplies, and provide mental health support.
So here is the conundrum that I have, right? So you got a family, you got a mom and you got a dad, and they're both working to take care of the child, right? So let's say here's a situation where dad makes 50K and mom makes 40K, so total combined. Well, no, let's go with the median household. Like for Florida, is they say it's $62,000, right? So let's say dad makes 42 and mom makes what, $20,000, right? She's working part time, whatever. Now you have this situation. Dad makes 42, mom makes 20, but then because mom works, they have to take the kids to these childcare places, right? Like they have to take them to like before it's school.
I would say that if mom's working to have to pay for these child places, she's probably not working full time. They're probably working both full time. So let's say 80.
That I'm glad you mentioned that because that's not where I was going. Where I was going is like if she's gonna work and make only 20K, and then out of that 20K, there's probably a huge possibility that she's gonna pay close to $14,000 to $15,000 for the childcare. So what she's really working for, $5,000, and that $5,000 she makes, now there's no one at home, right? So wouldn't, in my small stupid head, wouldn't that be better if she stayed behind at home, took care of the kids at home? Yes, they would have made $5,000 less a year, which would amount to about what, $400 a month, and then she would maybe prepare meals as opposed to getting like prefabs.
I don't think that's necessarily accurate because if she's working part time and only making you're saying she's making $20,000 a year, so you said part time, she wouldn't be paying for full time care, which wouldn't be $15,000.
Yeah, but either way, she's gonna have to work during the mornings, right? Like or work the full day on every other day.
Not necessarily. I mean, if she is, then that's like I said, not part time. It's only gonna be part time childcare.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Even if it's it's part time childcare. So this is the logistics now. You can't take your kid to childcare. I don't know if you can take your kid to childcare like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday only. You know what I mean? Like or take him or her to childcare 8 to 12 while you're working your part time job, or take him 12 to whatever 5 while you're working the part time job. You know what I mean? There's gotta be like it's kind of doesn't work. So wouldn't that behoove like to stay at home, take care of the kids, take care of the household?
It could benefit in certain situations, but I don't think that if someone has the ability to work full time, why wouldn't they to just pay for the childcare? Now, I'm also on the boat of belief at the same time that maybe it shouldn't be someone else raising your child the whole time. So
it says, at the same time, to pay is low, making it hard to workers to commit to the industry and for no, this is just about the industry.
Child care workers.
Yeah. Oh, go back up. Go back up. What was that? $11,000.
That's how much.
That's the cost.
Annual price nationwide.
That's the cost, right, per year.
That's
That right there, $11,000 right there.
Yeah.
So in areas when there's a larger medium household income, this
up
number is going to be more.
Up to even 15,000.
Yeah. So this is what I'm trying to say. So
I found another stat that says 284 a week. So that would be almost 15,000 a year.
Yep. There you go. So this is what I'm trying to say. If somebody's making 40 grand, now they gave away 11,000 or 15,000 of that out of the 40 grand. Now they're only make 25 a year.
Because if you're working a full-time job, two people working a full-time job, I get that $15,000 out of that is not necessarily a smart thing to be, like a smart percentage to be putting towards just specifically that childcare, when maybe you could be maybe saying someone can take the knee and not work and take care of the kids.
It makes no sense. It logistically makes no sense.
Yeah.
Because see, here's the thing. Because if you're doing that,
I can see in certain situations
you're gonna be buying prefabs because you're gonna come in home. You're gonna be tired. So then, like, there are these things where you're not spending time with the family. Now you get home. Now both of them have to do other work. Both are tired. So now you get a mess.
Emily was saying actually that you pay per week regardless of how many days. Even when you're out of town on vacation, you're still paying for that week.
There you go. So there you go.
So they don't lose their spot at the daycare.
There you go. So now with them,
you're forced, if you want to do it for 2 months out of the year, you're gonna pay the whole year, bitch.
And now if they close that many places, that means the price is gonna go up because there's no more space and people are gonna pay more to keep their children, right? Hey, I'm willing to pay more. Who do you think they're gonna take? You, if you're paying more. Right?
This reminds me, I just thought of this. My sister the other day told me that there are certain vets that aren't taking new clients, new patients.
They're not.
They won't. Yeah, there's a lot of people in this area that are apparently struggling to find vets that are new dog owners. Like, for example, say me, I've already owned a dog that's under my aim, and if I get another dog, they'll take it. But if someone that's, for example, I don't know, Bailey's never owned a dog, and so if she goes and gets a dog right now, it's going to be
Mauricio. He just got a dog.
Huh?
Mauricio just got a dog.
Mauricio apparently is going to have a little bit of a hard time to find a vet, from what I've heard.
Yeah, that just shows you that there are two things happening. They don't have enough vets in this area, and number two, people are getting a lot of animals. Why are they getting a lot of animals instead of creating families? You know what I mean? So there's so many.
Fun. No, I think it's the lack of vets specifically.
I would because vets just fucking up and evaporated.
Through. Dogs and stuff like that. That's always been a thing. And a lot of people have pets. Man.
No, I know. Like France has more dogs than people when you're in France. Like everybody got a dog. But what I'm trying to say in this area, what vets just evaporate? They didn't just evaporate. They're still in the business. There wasn't just like a mass exodus of vets. That means there was more pet owners. More people became pet owners.
Are you sure of that? Maybe with the new like vet vans. You know what I'm talking about? Like the low cost vet care vans that like go around. Mm-hmm. Maybe they fucking people's business. Because that's been a big thing now.
Fucking
so like
people's business. Maybe vets because are like skipping.
Because there's this thing where like for example you can find their schedule and they go to certain areas in different counties. I'm not sure exactly where, but I know they have it here in Pinellas County where. Like, there's this van that goes around and parks in a certain place every day, and you can go and, like, get things for really low cost. Like, for example, if I wanted to, get Nala spayed at the vet, it would cost, I think, over $400 with everything. I think I can do it for under $300 with that van.
No, I get it.
Or, like, for example, the shots cost me, like, $300. I think it's, like, under $200 with the van.
Well, that's just gonna force the vet to cut down on prices. They're not gonna force the vet to get out of the business.
Maybe they can't afford to cut down on prices.
Yeah, but they're not gonna get out of the business either. Like they're not gonna just quit the business.
Maybe they have forced to move.
To move where?
I don't know, somewhere.
You're not gonna take up all your entire business and move somewhere else because there's a van that appeared here.
People move their businesses for all kinds of reasons.
Yeah, but I don't see that happening on a mass scale.
Why not?
I know you're just like
it's just theoretical shit.
You're playing the devil's advocate on this. I know, but the whole thing is, I think there's more people that are getting pets than they used to, and this is why you're having this issue because now there's too many people that have pets.
I'm curious. Let's see. Let's look at the fact that are more people owning pets.
Well, they're gonna have to, bro. If they're not having children, they're owning pets.
They're not having children.
They're not. People are not having children. Our birth rate has gone down. So, and the people are not getting married either. With mass quantities. So, but anyway, the whole. What is chat saying?
Would you guys rather your only mode of transportation be a donkey or a giraffe?
Huh?
Would you rather only have as a mode of transportation a donkey or a giraffe?
Donkey.
Donkey?
Strong
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Strong.
Hear all kinds of shit. But although giraffe would be fun to watch, like fuck shit up with his neck. You know what I mean?
Donkeys and mules, they're like they're kind of like diesel trucks. They're not fast, but they got the torque.
Yeah,
they got the torque, bro.
Yeah, they're cinder blocks.
Strong motherfuckers.
Yeah, they carry for days and they shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, donkeys make noise, but so look, I just found the thing, and you're absolutely right. Between over the last 3 decades, pet ownership has increased from 56% to 86.9, or sorry.
To double, maybe?
From 56 to 66%.
Okay. So there's a 10% increase. So 10% increase in pet ownership. Wait, what are they counting the 56? 56% of the people own pets? Is that what they're saying?
No, 56% of U.S. households
own
a pet.
Now 60% of U.S. households. Now look up how many U.S. households do we have, number-wise.
It says over 86.9 million.
86.9 million?
Yeah.
So 10%, that's 8.6 million more pets.
Yep.
8.6 million more pets
over the entire U.S.
Yeah. So obviously you're gonna have a shortage of.
I wonder if that's enough of a surplus in things, because there's always more people. Like over 3 decades, how many more vets are there? I think
there's a double pronged issue, because Tampa was number 4 with people moving into this area.
Yeah.
During the beer bug, and a lot of young professionals have moved in here. And what do young professionals usually do? Because they're dinks, right? Like there's this whole thing about dinks. You know what's a dink, right?
The dink.
Yeah, double income, no kids.
Double income, no kids.
Double income, no kids. Dinks. So if they don't have double income, no kids, what are they most likely to have is a fucking pet. So if they're having a pet, and if they're moving into this area, now you get an influx of pet ownership is going up. More people are moving in here with pets. You only have the same veterinarians, which makes sense why there would be a van going around, because they're like, oh shit, there's a market for it. Why not? So that makes hella sense. Why that would happen. I
get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's like a perfect storm for this area. So all of you guys that are there, if you're becoming a vet, I don't know where the fuck you are in the United States, move to St. Pete. You are in demand right now.
Let me ask you this. Do you believe that dogs have any affection or love for their owners?
Yes, I do, because they pretty much proved it, that like when the dog sees you, they produce so much oxytocin in their brain and dopamine in their brain. Yeah, it's like literally that's what happens to, like, that's the love hormone. Literally, that's what happens. Like they literally love you.
So that brings me into my second thought. I was listening to a very old pod, not very old, but an older pod between Joe Rogan and Zachary Levi. He's the guy who played Shazam, and he also had that like action sitcom Chuck back in the day. He was really big. He also played like a couple other like famous roles in like voice acting and some other animated movies and stuff like that. But he was actually talking about basically going into like the power of love and this and that. And he was saying, like, look at what we've done to dogs. Like that was apparently a wolf before that. Back in the day, would have tore your ass up, would have shown zero affection for you.
Yeah. And
we've over time, because we've shown it so much love and affection and care, has grown into this animal.
Well, no, I think we've bred them that way. We've selected the ones
This is why I wanted to bring it up, because that was also my counterpoint when thinking was, well, yes and no, because we've bred them to become like this, because breeding shows like you pick the most docile one. That's what you want. Yeah. Or if you want a hunting dog, you pick the most aggressive one, or whatever it may be. You know?
Well, the Russian scientist,
or motivated.
This Russian scientist that worked with foxes has proven, and it takes only, I think, three generations or I don't know. The reason he walked with foxes because it was easier to breed them.
Yeah.
To get many generations, and he pecked the most. So he got them from not approaching to him, eating from his hand, and playing with them.
Right, and then you can say that there's other animals that exhibit that nature when they're in a domestic environment, from even if they're not necessarily bred that way, right? Like for just people have with other animals, right? Not necessarily
here's the
cats
thing:
or stuff like that,
can you train an animal to behave good? Doesn't matter what animal, even a fucking wild ass wolf. Yes, but is it much easier to train something that's been picked specifically for fucking to be docile?
Exactly.
Yes. So why would you go to? But yeah.
But specifically, the training is one thing, and the being docile, picking the most docile one, so it's less aggressive and less alpha is one thing. But then you still have that factor of being affection, showing affection for the person, and that's only due to us showing affection to the creature as well.
Yeah, but you do that same thing with the cats, and cats don't do that shit back.
That's why I like this argument, because I was gonna say cats aren't the same way. A cat will fucking eat you within 3 days of you being dead. Yeah. The dog will at least wait a month or something like that, or die or something. Wait until he's starving. I heard this guy talking about, like, he goes in to like clean up the aftermath of those situations, and like people being decapitated by their cats, like eating at their neck or their go at their neck or their cheek or their feet and stuff like that. Fucking insane.
Yeah, so
they say that there's he said the guy was saying Labradors fucking never will eat their
quintessential American dog, right? Like one fence and a lab. Miggy, what you were saying?
I was gonna say another thing about fucking cats is that they eat everything. They'll open the pins and everything. So
yeah,
I don't fuck with cats.
I don't fuck with cats either. I'll never be a cat person.
So the thing with the cat is though, if you have a busy life but you want an animal at home, that's what the cats are good for, because you don't really need to do that much care.
It's a lower maintenance animal.
Yeah, lower maintenance. But let's say you're young and you need to go out and on a boats and shit like that. You can't just, like, you gotta have somebody watching your dog that day, because if you're going out in the morning and you're coming out late at night because you don't know what the hell is gonna happen, like, somebody has to watch your dog.
Not necessarily.
Well, you gotta take him out, give it a pee.
My dog is on a very good schedule. That you take her out. If you take her out 8 a.m, she don't have to take her out till 9 o'clock. At night.
Yeah, but what if you're not coming home till 1 a.m. or 2 a.m?
Yeah, she might shit herself.
Yeah, that's right. But the cats, you don't have
most
that.
of the time she won't though.
Take care of this.
My dog's got the
yeah. Well, your dog is also smart. Then it's not like
not every dog is like not like us, right?
Yeah, but then it's not because it's your dog. It's like your dog is pretty smart.
I just got a good one. Yeah, like, literally just luckily got a good one.
Yeah. But I don't know, man.
It's crazy too, because I remember when I went to go get Nala, I didn't go for her. I went for a brother. That was more traditional, like German Shepherd looking.
Why did you switch?
So when she brought the China brought the dog out, the first one, the boy, and he was a little more, he wasn't excited. He was like, I don't know, maybe he was tired or something, but like he came out and like me and Emily both like kneeled down to like pet him and stuff, and he like literally walked to the corner, ignored us, walked to the corner, like, and just laid down, like very tired and like docile, like. And I was like, I want a dog with a little more energy.
Yeah,
like that was something to me that like was off. And another thing was his ears were still down, Nala's were already up, and I don't know, it was a visual thing to me that I was like, oh, I like that a little more. And when she came out, she was very excited, and I was like, that's the one.
Yeah.
It's more of like she picked me than I picked her.
Yeah, which is good. Like, that's what you want. Like, if she's like, oh, I'm gonna play.
Because like that dog, it was kind of like, I don't like you guys. That's what I got the vibe of. Like, I don't fuck with you guys.
The male dog.
Yeah, the male one.
Hey, Miggy, go on Discord real quick. There's that lady that's like wearing a yellow shirt.
Your brother's saying there's fucking everything is every
stewardesses and
everything is on shortage.
Yeah,
engineers, vets, stewardess.
All right, so apparently if you use any of these 9 phrases, you have better etiquette skills than most public speaking expert says, right? Again,
I got this.
We go down this, okay?
What I'm hearing you say is, okay.
But you got to read it so we understand what he's talking about.
I got you. I'll read that. So what I'm hearing you saying is, people don't expect you to agree with everything you say, but they do want you to know that you've been heard, and they understood.
Yes, and I do agree with this, because a lot of times when I would deal with people, is especially if they're annoyed or like they're pissed off about something, they just want to talk, they just want to get it out, and they usually want to hear you say, I understand, I know where you're coming from, and I get it.
See, I feel like
agree with that, but I'll tell you this. You can do that and sometimes still say the same exact same shit that you just said a second ago. And then it kind of goes again into the same frustration where it's like...
Wait, say that again. Say, I didn't understand what you just said.
So let's say you're having a debate, right? You say, for example, I don't agree with this, but I understand that you're saying this, or I hear what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. But
then you say the same thing again. It still doesn't change anything.
So this is where I was gonna go. So anytime I would hear them say something, right, and then they talk it out, I was like, I understand, I get it, and then I would tell them, here's the reason why it is the way it is, and I would tell them exactly the reason why it's like that.
Okay.
And then I would tell them, hey, it's not your fault, it's not my fault, and it's not this fault. This is just simply how it is, and we can't really change anything or do anything about this. Because when you give them an actual explanation, you're not giving them a runaround. You tell them exactly what the truth is, because people know you're giving them a bullshit excuse. Like, there is a bullshit excuse.
See, this is why I was gonna say I'm not a biggest fan of this phrase, because when I hear what I'm hearing you say is, I feel like you're almost like already calling bullshit on my thing. It kind of comes off that way.
Yeah.
So, for example, I heard this guy saying, you know how a lot of times when another way to kind of you could kind of rebuttal this is kind of like, yes, but. When a lot of people say or and but.
Yeah.
This guy was saying the best way to kind of put that would, instead of using that word but, is yes and.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of agree and understand and kind of acknowledge what they're saying is sensible or logical, or that you understood it, or whatever it may be, and then adding and to kind of just bring your point in and show what you're trying to bring to the table.
And I agree with that. And a good explanation of that, like somebody giving you a bullshit runaround, is Verizon, T-Mobile, AT&T now implementing a new fee. It's a new fee. If you get a new iPhone, for example, they're going to charge you $35 to put that new iPhone under your name. And if you're giving your iPhone to someone else, they're going to charge that person $35 to put that iPhone on their name.
Apple's doing this?
Not Apple. T-Mobile, Verizon, the cell phone companies are doing this.
Carriers.
And they're calling this a service fee. So what's within the service fee, if you ask? Like, well, within the service fee, we give you, for Verizon, it was like, we give you this team of experts for 1 month in case something goes wrong. There's no transfer over. You can call us smartphone. And then it's a SIM card fee, which, here's the thing. I know new iPhones don't have a SIM card. They have an eSIM. So they're right there. You're talking about the SIM card. I know you're fucking lying to me. You're telling me that you got a whole team of people, tech people.
I remember.
I'm going to call Apple because for 1 year I have Apple warranty, and I'm going to call them. Nobody's going to be better tech support than them. And number two, you're saying you're going to transfer my information, help me migrate my phone over to another phone. That's bullshit, because I take the new phone and set it next to a new phone, and it migrates the information over. Like, you're not doing it.
You'd be surprised the amount of people that don't know how to do that, nor want to know how to do that.
Well,
that shit's insane.
Well, no, when you open your new iPhone, it tells you literally step by step.
I know it
People
does.
don't read that. Or
People don't care.
But the point is, they would come to you and you would do it, right? Like if you work at Best Buy, you would do it, right? Verizon,
Verizon charging them $60 for it.
Yeah, well, the point is that they're gonna charge you $35, regardless whether you do it on your own or not.
What I was just say is, I remember
it's
when
an
I was
activation
doing,
fee.
Okay, so that's what I was gonna say. They charge an activation fee.
Yes,
it's 25 or 30 or 35, depending.
But the explanation of that activation fee is that tech support activation of a SIM card migrating over your phone.
I don't remember any of them saying that.
Well, that's what the article that I read said. Well, the point here is that
they didn't give us the.
If Verizon is telling me all these excuses, I'm like, okay, I'm calling it bullshit, bro. Just tell me you're charging $35 because you can, and people will pay for it. This is why you're charging $35.
They're gonna rebuttal. They're gonna be like, nah, what the fuck is this?
This next one,
they're gonna say sorry.
I don't know if I agree with this one either. You may be right, because I feel like this is another way that this phrase is another one that may come off as.
Well, what does it say? You may be right, but. I can't read that.
So this phrase helps pave the way for disagreement. As in, you may be right, but let's experiment with this new idea this time. Okay, I could see how that works.
Yeah. You were right. I was wrong.
Ooh, that's the fucking Lil Uzi song.
Yeah, and apparently there was this research. I don't know. I heard it from this person. I don't know how true this is, but apparently this research. If you're in a English-speaking country, you're more likely to find and assign blame to someone else or something else for something happening.
What?
Don't fucking ask me. So if something happened to you or is happening around you, you're always trying to assign blame away, and you don't like to accept accountability.
And
even
that's
if
saying,
you're
you're
wrong.
saying
Like
that's
that
more
goes
prominent
for-
in English.
To English-speaking countries, yeah. Yeah. Well, in my head, I think it's more probably prominent for
Western culture.
maybe for Protestant English-speaking countries, meaning England, United States, Australia. Not so much India. You know what I mean? Because India does speak English. You know what I mean? So I don't know how prominent that would be over there.
Thank you for doing this. That's always nice to say.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll leave it to you. It's always nice to show you have confidence in someone.
I'll leave you to it.
Or I'll leave you to it.
Can you help me with something? Yeah.
That's
people
another way
usually-
you show you have confidence because you value opinion or value some kind of
Yeah.
skill set.
Or you want to hear a trick? You need somebody to help you with something. Tell them to help you with something completely fucking huge, and they'll be like, "Oh, I don't know all about that," and then bring into actually what you need. Is like, "Hey, what about this?"
So when I ask you, hey, I need help with Emily's tutoring, I'm be like, hey, so Emily needs
These
help.
are car fixed.
Needs her
Oh,
help.
you can't fix the car. All right, help her. Can you help her with physics?
She needs to know the entire architectural physics that applied to the Eiffel Tower. I
Yeah.
didn't tell you that, and then when you get here, it's like, oh, it's just 3 questions.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Shit.
That's interesting. To me, if somebody says that's interesting, to me, they say that,
You see this one?
I'm
You're-
automatically, motherfucker, you weren't even fucking listening. You just said that's interesting. Get me off your back.
I don't. What if it was actually interesting though?
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
He's already giving you interesting.
So your hair, shirt, or ties look so nice. Compliments are a good way to soften people up. That's for sure.
Say nothing at all. That's probably my favorite.
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite. But there's only an extent to it when I don't say anything. Like in the beginning, like if they continue going, I'll smack.
Well,
them.
this is talking about if someone's being rude or ignorant and you're dying to lash back. Remember the power of I'm rubber and you're glue. Be the rubber. Take a deep breath.
Yeah.
Chalk the words up as someone else's issue and walk away.
Yeah, look, I'll give to the certain point. If they continue the shit, when I walked away and they continue, that's when
No. I feel like once you turn your back, you have to stay with that decision, and regardless of how far they go, you know what I mean? Like stick to your decision, put your foot down. Like I don't give a fuck. Do your thing.
Yeah.
Like once you make that decision of saying nothing at
But-
all, like it's saying
No,
you should
see-
chalk the words up as someone else's issue and walk away. That's
No,
absolutely
I
right.
see. It's with people that you can do that, and you're not gonna really have an interaction with them. Then yeah, but if there are people that you're still gonna have to interact the next day or day after that or after that,
I think it'd be a better idea if the person.
Even then,
if you're
it's
never
still
gonna
better. I
see
think
the
it's even
person-
better to just
not
walk
responding, just completely
If you're
giving them the
never gonna
silent
see the
treatment. I
person
think.
again, just you can just walk away.
Yeah,
Completely.
yeah.
But if you're
Well,
still
not-
gonna be interacting with this person, probably step away for 20 minutes. Hey, it's too heated. Let
And
me
if it's
take-
my friend, I'm pulling him
relax
to the
real
side and be
quick.
like, "Yo, bro, you fucking up."
No,
like,
I
fair
mean,
enough.
so if there's an argument and for whatever reason it gets to the point where you made this decision of, all right, I'm done. I don't want to talk to this person anymore. Like it's saying, chalk up the words for someone else, and someone else's issue is not my problem anymore. Like even if they want to keep going at it, or if you want to start talking about something else and they're still trying to go at it, bro, forget about it. Like they're gonna eventually blow off their steam too. You were able to do it first. Like they're gonna have to do it too. Eventually.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. So there's another article. If you go out there, it's about closing that one right there, and so go down. Is a couple of steps you need to do if you want to close a credit card, but there's a couple of steps you need to consider. Hey guys, by the way, I know we promised to do a whole credit card episode for you. I haven't forgotten about this, so I'm just kind of tiptoeing in. This is why I brought in this article. I think it's a pretty good article, and this will segue a little more into credit cards, where we'll do eventually bring in more about the credit cards and things like that, right? So this article basically talking about what are the things you should do if you want to close a credit card. So you kind of have to like look at your utilization and things like that, and then also take into account if you do close the credit card, by how much your credit limit is going to go down, and that's going to affect actually your credit score. But then again, getting rid of a credit card might get rid of that credit history that you've had with that credit card. That might affect your credit score. But anyway, if you scroll down, there are a couple of things you should do prior to accepting that. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. There we go, right there. Go ahead.
So, pay off the outstanding balance. Most credit card companies won't allow you to close your account until you do this. You can either pay the card in full or transfer the balance to another credit card. It is key to ensure there are no outstanding charges before initiating the cancellation process. Redeem unused rewards. Many cards offer cashback, travel points, or any other rewards which are immediately be forfeited upon account closure. Be sure to use any of the benefits you've earned before proceeding, and don't forget to contact autopay subscriptions tied to the account and provide them with alternative form of payment to avoid service interruptions or late fees. Next, you want to go ahead and contact your card issuer. Once your balance is paid off, contact your credit card issuer's customer service department. Have your account information readily available and state your request to cancel the card. Be prepared for the representative to ask why you want to close your account, possibly offering you perks to keep it open. So basically, when you go to do this, they might try and sweeten the deal. Maybe give you more rewards or lower interest rate or bump your limits, things like this. Don't listen to them. Basically.
Yep.
Obtain proof of closure. Request a zero balance confirmation letter for your records. This will help protect you from potentially incurring future charges, fees, or additional interest. Since payoff amounts have been since payoff amounts have an expiration, additional interest charges might appear on a future bill if not promptly paid in full. Next, destroy and discard the card. Once you have canceled your credit card, cut through the magnetic strip and EMV chip, then cut the card a few times along the short side and spread the shred. By disposing the sections in multiple places, you can also feed the cards into cross-cutting paper shredders that designed to handle credit cards. If you prefer, request a prepaid envelope from the card issuer to send it back. What the fuck? They want you to mangle that shit up, huh?
Bro, it's just cutting it with scissors. Unless you have one of those metal cards, then you're gonna have to fucking use a
Mine's
metal
titanium.
cutter.
How the fuck do I do that?
Metal cutter.
You don't need to because you don't have anything on it.
Yeah, but it still has the thing where you can swipe
Chips
and
and
tap.
everything. Yeah, well, once
You can deactivate it.
once you deactivate the card,
it's
it's done. Yeah.
check your credit score. Lastly, check your credit score to
Then
confirm,
you use that as for drywall, because it's perfect.
to confirm that the cancellation has been processed correctly and is actually reflected in your credit report. Dispute inaccuracies immediately to avoid potentially lasting effects on your credit score.
So these are all good. I think these are pretty good suggestions as far as what to do, 1, 2, 3s. But I think majority of people kind of know that. And if you don't know this, bruh, you need to start watching more GhettoRig, because we give you these kind of tidbits all the time, right? So, but then, I'll be bringing you better credit card thing where we'll talk to a little bit more about what are the better credit cards,
this last part. So the credit, before we move on, credit card thing, the whole thing about check your credit score. This last part I think is really important. Anytime you are making some kind of change on your credit, you're going to pull out a loan for a car or anything like that. After everything is said and done, go and take a look at the inquiries that were made on your credit, because I have had in the past where I've applied for a card and it double inquired me.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to go and dispute it to get it taken off and stuff like that. If not, I would have gotten, I remember when it happened, it took 10 points, something like that, off my thing, right? For example. The next day I go and I was like, another 10 points? Why the fuck did it take another 10 points? And it was funny because it was showing in Credit Karma that one credit union was showing it just one time and another credit union was showing it double. And I figured out that it was just a problem that happened. It was a mistake or whatever. And I had to go talk to that credit union, go talk to, it was a Best Buy card I was trying to get, and go get it figured out. It was a simple issue. Yeah. But because I went and checked it out. If not, I would have got a double inquiry and I would have never fucking paid attention.
Another thing, if somebody does a hard inquiry, you can literally request that inquiry, right? Once a year, you can get your full credit history. It's like a whole book, right? You can get it for free. But then, if they do a hard inquiry, you can request that hard inquiry, and then whoever does hard inquiry after that for like a month, they can't really put that on your credit score. Like that inquiry is good enough, right? So there's that. All right, so I got a couple of more articles there for you guys. I think this is going to be interesting for our race car driver lovers, right?
This bottom one?
Yeah, the last one, yeah. So apparently, they're saying that there is another driver that is better than
Verstappen?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd argue. I mean, me and your brother watched the race like we were talking about. I stayed over Sunday before we get into the article. I was talking about this. There's a lot of guys that are really good. Just the car isn't in the right space. Like for example, your brother was telling me about how there was a certain team, I don't remember which one it was, that was doing really well in the first half of the season, and now they're like they can't make top 5. Right?
So
like,
so this
it's
is
all about the cars, man.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. So this is talking about Formula One may come to regret Alex Polo's decision to cut ties with McLaren. Sport may never see the driver doubt more complete than Max Verstappen line up on the grid. So it's basically talking about Paulo being, better than
Verstappen.
Better than Verstappen, yeah. Alex Polo versus Max Verstappen for the best alien award. I think in Formula One, there is so much you have to do as a driver to be a complete race car driver, said the American. He certainly has demonstrated in the car in his time with us. So basically, what they're talking about, that Alex, like right now, if you watch in Formula One, Verstappen is like killing it.
He's nasty.
Nasty.
He was 18 or 19 seconds ahead of Norris, which was second place.
Yeah, so he's killing the game, and he's super young. What they're saying is going to shatter Michael Schumacher's records. That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
But they're saying that Alex Polo is actually a better driver, right? So, it's up to the race car drivers. You know what I mean? Up to the people that are like in F1. To comment on this.
This is my thing, right? Like I was just saying, there's no for me. It's really hard to say who's a better driver, because even when you get both of these guys in F1, and the only way I would say one guy's a better driver than the other is if they're both driving for McLaren, or they're both driving for Red Bull, or they're both driving for whatever team, because they're going to be in the same car, and then you can say, okay, then I'm faster than you, bro. I'm faster. We're in the same car, and I'm faster than you. I get that. But if he comes into F1 and he is driving for McLaren and Verstappen's, I think, driving for Red Bull right now, or whoever he's driving for, I can't remember. But if they're on a different team, they're in a whole different car. Like me and your brother were talking about Fernando Alonso being one of the greatest drivers of all time. And then if he was in a fucking good car, he'd be fucking up there and be killing it.
Yeah, cars mean a lot. Yeah,
the car means crazy. Why do you think Lewis was fucking winning for years on end? Because Mercedes was able to dump so much money into the team and into that car that there was no way any other team was catching them. They were spending like $750 million, I think it was, or some shit like that, when other teams weren't even spending as much as the limit is now, which is why Mercedes is not up there with everyone else, because now they're being forced to work with the limited amount of money like these other teams were already doing for a long time. So I think they're at under $200 million now that they have to spend, or it was $250, and I think it's under $200 or something like that. But yeah, I think they were spending like $750 million. It's fucking insane compared to the other teams. That's why Lewis was fucking murdering.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't hear about him as much anymore. And Walt forgot about him.
Yeah, I mean, because he's not winning.
I never liked Lewis because he seemed to be like a dickhead driver.
I mean, I think what people don't like about him is, he was like at the time the younger driver coming in, was cocky, coming around these guys that are supposed to, like the Saudis that are all buttoned up and stuff like that, and he's coming with his earrings and tattoos and shit like that.
Maybe, yeah.
I think that style was kind of what put him to Creeper. Like, I don't like you, dude. You're the odd one out, which I don't know. I don't like or dislike him. To me, I don't know. I'm not into F1 enough. I watched this last race, which I really enjoyed watching. I actually just told your brother the other day. I was like, when are we watching the next one? When's the next one so we can watch it? Maybe get into F1 a little more.
Yeah. So Miggy, go to the next one. Go to the next article. That go up. Go one more. That right there, and then we'll go back to that one. So with this one, apparently the whole tinfoil thing is not a myth, right? So imagine that it's a cozy Friday night at home, and you're all settled into binge watching your favorite show. You've got your snacks lined up, your comfiest blanket at the ready, and the perfect spot on the couch. There's just one problem: your Wi-Fi signal is dragging. So
what's going on?
They're talking about, yes, you read that right. So basically, putting foil. What if I told you there's a science-approved tech tip that promises to put an end to your Wi-Fi woes, and the solution is a household staple that's probably sitting in your kitchen right now. Yes, you read that right. Turns out boosting your Wi-Fi signal is one of many fascinating aluminum foil uses you never knew about. To get the inside scoop, I asked an expert to explain how this trick works, and then he goes into explaining that how can aluminum foil boost the signal, blah blah blah. By placing a curved sheet of aluminum foil around the router, you can shape the flow of the Wi-Fi signals more effectively. The shiny side of aluminum foil will reflect the beams coming from the antenna and point them at a specific place. From there, all you have to do is adjust the direction of the foil's curve to steer the signal towards the parts of your home where you need better. So basically what it's saying, shape the foil in a direction and direct it towards where you need it to go. And instead of it like sending signals to 180 degrees, now you have it sending signals, I don't know, 368 degrees. Now you have it sending 180 degrees or 270 or 90 degrees or whatever it is, for you to get that.
So
better.
basically what it does is it acts like a funnel to certain areas. So it says here, Dartmouth University kind of did experiments, and they vouch for this idea that you can use a soda can or a piece of aluminum foil that could strengthen Wi-Fi signals in some spaces and weaken it in others. So you're kind of running a gamble on where you're going to strengthen and weaken, I guess.
Yeah.
Or you can somehow maybe point it in a certain direction.
Because it's saying put it behind.
Something.
They're saying put it behind. So if it's like a centrally located router and there's people behind it, they're probably not going to get good service. But the ones in front, especially when you direct it. But if it's like in a corner of a building of your house or like in an office, you can still manage to turn it to where it needs to go and
okay.
My mom's gonna be looking at me really weird when I go home and I just start taking aluminum foil and putting it behind my router.
But it has to be behind the router though. Like I think that I think they just made a point to mention this 9 times in this article that it has to be behind the fucking router. It can't be just like randomly, But if you do have,
so what you're saying
fiber,
is I
I highly
have to
suggest.
buy a new router. All I have to get is some aluminum foil.
Or you just need to get fiber and get rid of like cable internet providers, because cable internet providers are dickheads, and fiber is where it's at. All right, so go to the next one. That 12 things. All right, so apparently there are 12 truths nobody's harsh truth that about electric vehicles that no one is ready to hear yet. So range anxiety is real. So a lot of people will have that range anxiety, meaning in the beginning, I did have an issue with like not knowing how long it's gonna take, blah blah blah. But now the more you drive it, the more you get used to it.
Charging time is so long.
Yeah, charging times are long. EV cars cost more than regular cars. Just not that many EV options yet, which I mean I agree and disagree with that. I think the only option you have right now is Tesla. All the other EV car, like you can't like.
What is that car? It looks nice.
Looks like an Audi. From
You're
the
right,
back.
right. It's probably that S7
Yeah.
R7 Avant or whatever.
home charging installation is expensive. I do concur that it is fucking expensive.
It says
Unless
it
you
can
know
set
how
you
to
back
do it
anywhere
yourself.
between $1,000 to $2,500.
Yes, and if you don't know how to do it yourself, better get a professional. Don't just try to YouTube this shit, right? Because you're dealing with hella electricity. I'm talking about hella electricity. This is you dead electricity. There's no questions. It's not, you're not gonna survive. That you're not gonna gain any superpowers. You're gonna die.
You're gonna get the ability to go to heaven. You're gonna turn into a fucking ghost.
Yeah, into ashes. That's what you're gonna turn into.
I've heard of this. EVs do not like finicky weather.
They don't. Heat or cold. They don't. Because of the batteries, right? When do you discharge the batteries the fastest? When it's hot, and when you discharge them when it's cold, right? Yeah. So EV resale value sucks, which is true.
They'll change with the
yeah,
market.
but they just did an experiment. So Teslas with 200,000 miles on their battery are still 90 to 91% efficient on their battery cycle.
Really?
Yeah.
So this is another thing though: high maintenance and repair costs. New technology, you have to expect that.
Yeah, but high maintenance and repair costs, like Tesla barely has any maintenance on it. Like there's no fucking maintenance on it. There's no oil to change. There's rear oil to change, and there's brakes to change, but they're regenerative brakes. You basically don't need to touch the brakes ever, you know. So I mean, yes, I do agree with that.
Public charging infrastructure has ways to go. So I guess that means they have not implemented enough ways in the public for you to get your shit charged. Which I don't know. They have for example, you can use the GPS thing with Tesla that sets up where to go and like the exact route and how long it'll take.
I had to charge it 3 times. And I haven't had an issue to do it, or once freaked out where I'm gonna charge. That's bullshit. EV batteries are very costly and complicated to replace. I agree with that because it could be for Teslas. I think they said the ranges from like 13,000 to 20,000 depending.
This is the one people don't like. EVs aren't all that environmentally friendly.
Yes, that's true.
One of the most significant advantages of an EV is that they're safer for the environment. But is this true? If you look at the facts, EVs are not zero emission. They may have zero tailpipe emissions, but they are certainly not pollution free. EV batteries require mining materials like lithium and cobalt, which harm the environment. EV batteries are also complicated to recycle and dispose of, and new studies show that EV tires produce 20% more pollution than gas tires. None of this screams save the environment to me. I don't know. We would have to look at the pros and cons and see the balance. That's my only thing. It's saying, what is the lifetime of the average car? Okay. What is the average amount that this car puts out a day? Okay, do the math. Okay, an average car puts out this much emissions, whatever the calculation is, and then figure out how much cobalt and all this shit it takes to make this car. What is it like for this car to decompose compared to a combustion car, and all these things have to be played into effect, which is a very hard calculation. If you
here's the thing I have.
There's a lot of shit.
Here's the thing I have for EVs. If you are a female and you're strongly considering and you don't know whether you buy an EV or a regular car, I would suggest to take only this thing into consideration seriously. How much do you like stopping at gas stations and putting gas into your car?
Every woman usually hates that.
If you hate that, then you need to get an EV with the house charging, because all you do is plug it in your house. You never have to visit a gas station again, right? Proverbial gas station, unless you're on the road and you run out.
How much did it cost to get the home charging?
Home charging
costs anywhere between $1,000 to $2,500
to install
get
it.
Installed.
So the charger itself is about $200 or $400.
So it can cost you anywhere between $1,200 to $2,700.
Yeah. But it also depends, right? It depends what kind of a panel you have. Like, depends if you have space on it. Because I was lucky, my situation was a little different. If I wasn't lucky, I would have to replace the whole entire panel, and that would have been an expense, you know. So
well, we can wrap up. We're a little bit past.
We hit our hour 30.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, one more thing. I think let's just wrap up on a good note. Let's go again. This will not be GhettoRig. We didn't talk about cars and watches. Going to very, very top, and that one Tag Heuer watch. Keep going. Right there. Yep. And this is
It's not a Monaco. I don't give a fuck.
Huh?
I said if it's not a Monaco, I don't give a fuck.
These timeless men's watches will look great on your wrist, right? And this is about the watches IWC, which Chavanal's Portofino chronograph, 39 millimeter. So this is going to be a little bit of smaller watch because it's 39, and you can see it's a little more circular. So it is going to look a little bit smaller on your wrist, but it is a pretty expensive watch. This is Tag Carrera, which this is my favorite watch. Really? Since I was younger, I've always liked this watch. The reason I like this watch because he had the day and a date on it, meaning let's say Tuesday the 8th, and he had all the extra shit on there, which what they use is called a Vegelou movement, and it's produced by ETA, and then just redo it. And it's an iconic Tag Heuer watch. This is about $5,500 to buy, which in this case, at $5,500 I would get an Omega Speedmaster. GS. Yeah, or GS. Yeah, for sure.
Or even Cartier.
There goes the Seiko. Seiko is the new Seiko actually that they designed. It's a new Seiko tachymeter. It looks really good. I like it. They're getting after it. This is a Citizen watch.
What do you think about
busy
Citizen?
As shit, man.
I don't like how busy it is, but
it's busy as fuck. I don't even know what the fuck's going on in there.
Yeah.
It's one of those people that can wear this like, bruh, I can hack the White House, the Pentagon, and tell you what time a plane's gonna pass over our heads. You know what I mean? Like those people. But this is the Omega I was talking about. I really like this Omega. It's pretty nice. But yeah, so I do agree.
Moonwatch.
Yeah, I do agree with the Moonwatch, as being it.
That's it.
As
right?
being iconic. All the other ones were but Moonwatch is where it's at. I think out of all those watches,
out of all of these watches, the most iconic is definitely the Moonwatch. Yeah,
like IWC still has some word to play, but they're not like they haven't really invented.
They're not as known as Omega either. Yeah, and the story behind the Moonwatch is just way past this.
Yeah, it was way cooler than the story behind IWC. But anyway, guys, episode 81. So don't forget, guys, this Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern time and 1 p.m. Pacific time, we are going live with Michael Sartain. Be here. Please support us. Don't make us look like idiots. Support us. We'll blast this to Instagram, blast it to Facebook. Again, we're probably going to set up the Rumble. Eddie has signed up for Rumble and Kick. So we're going to probably stream to all of those portals. So now you get to pick your favorite one and stream and watch it there. Right? Again, guys, this Sunday, we're going live. Don't leave us alone. Please like, subscribe, and do all that stuff. Share our stuff. Anyway,
y'all have a good day.